From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Roz. Mocha. Roz. Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
That's amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Susan, hello. It's Roz and Mocha. Tell everyone why you are here on FML.
How do I stay motivated at work when my coworker is doing less and getting away with it?
Oh, damn. Susan, you wrote it says, hey, Roz Mocha, Fix My Life. Our company was sold 2 years ago, resulting in layoffs, which only a few of us staying. My boss told me we'd be working from home starting in Jan 2025 since the company removed all inventory from the warehouse, even though the lease runs until March. Then the owner told me and my coworker that we should stay in the building until the lease expires in March. However, my coworker informed the boss that he could only work from 11 until 2, and then he didn't show up for the first 2 days of the working here, working from home instead. How do I deal with this unfair situation? How can I stay motivated when my coworker is working less? So your coworker told your boss they can only work from 11 to 2, and the boss was okay with that?
Well, he said it was because he has to drive his adult child to and from college.
That was the thing that happened during COVID, is like we all forgot how to manage life. Right. And then when COVID was over and it was all time to go back to work, everybody wanted the company that they worked for to manage their life. And it was a real weird thing. We were doing A-OK. You figured it out before COVID. And then after COVID, people just forgot that you have to figure things out.
May I remind everyone that during that time, the entire Roz and Mocha Show, we still came in here to the radio station.
Every single day.
While all the other Jabroni morning shows thought it would be cool to broadcast from home.
Yeah.
We figured it out, got a system in place, worked from here. So
if your boss is okay with this, I don't know what the hell options you have.
Yeah, like, have you talked to your boss about it?
All the time.
And what does the boss say?
That he'll get me help somewhere else and that I should train somebody else to help me.
Yeah, but that's not the problem. That's not fixing the problem. The problem is that you have a coworker who you guys do the same thing, and they're only working from 11 to 2. That's the problem.
That's wild.
The problem isn't that you now need to train somebody new. The problem is that you already have somebody on the books who's not doing the job.
Correct.
So the boss doesn't want to do anything about that. No. Okay. So if the boss doesn't want to do anything about that, then it's up to you to just sort of try and figure out a way to put aside how you personally feel about being asked to do more without any consideration or compensation, right?
Right.
Have you just asked for more money?
No, I haven't asked for more money.
I mean, if you're not going to get the boss to kick this guy's ass and say, hey, listen, this is what we're doing now, we're back at work, then maybe you should just go in and try and make your deal better as opposed to altering their deal.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Right? Because if your boss knows and is like, man, I don't want to deal with it, then maybe you can go to your boss and say, hey, listen, it's not you that's just dealing with this. This is me that's dealing with this, because the less they do, the more I have to do. And you know that, and everybody seems cool with it. I can get cool with it for a price.
Yeah.
I like that.
Have you explained to your boss, like, what the workload used to look like and what it looks like now? Because you got to pick up the slack from this other guy?
Well, it actually got a lot worse also because they changed our operating system.
Sure.
So the new operating system is so much more complicated, and like things that used to take me like 3 to 5 minutes are now taking me like 10 to 15.
Right. So there's a lot going on, but it sounds like you are not going to be able to get your boss on your side with this.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, so switch up the convo, switch up the tactic, okay?
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah. All right.
That one.
All the best. Good luck.
Guys.
Damn.
Thanks.
Damn.
Oh, 11 to 2. Could you imagine?
Bro.
Sorry, boss.
Yeah. Also, I won't be here 2 days this week.
Yeah.
Cool.
Damn, girl. All right. Love you, Susan.
Love you guys.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is,
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Sarah, it's Roz and Mocha. Welcome to Fix My Life. What's up?
How do I decide if I'm ready for a third kid?
Oh, wow. Sarah, you wrote, it says, hey, Roz and Mocha, fix my life. I'm 38 and I have 2 daughters, ages 5 and 2. I'm on the fence about having a third, and I'm not sure what life with 3 kids under 6 would be like. I'm wondering if it's too overwhelming to add another child into the mix, especially since I'm pretty sure it would be another girl. My husband is uncertain too. He waffles between saying yes and no. I'm looking for advice on how to manage being a good mom to 3 young children and what it's really like to have 3 girls under one roof. The biological clock is ticking, and I'm feeling unsure about what to do. Any guidance would be greatly appreciated as I navigate this decision. Wow. Okay, so you got 2 girls already, right? 5 and 2.
I do, yes.
Okay, so what is the conversation about having a third?
So we weren't supposed to have a second. We were actually supposed to be divorced. And we were going, it was during that Christmas lockdown COVID period.
Yeah.
We had filed paperwork. We had court dates booked September 15th. We were supposed to be in court. And then we had we were still living together because it was COVID. So we were still going through court and separation, but living under the same roof. And then we had a massive argument and fell into bed together. So plot twist, ended up pregnant. And so we had to have,
Wait a second. You got pregnant right after a COVID blowout over your impending divorce that you had already filed the paperwork for?
yes.
Wow.
We were supposed to be hanging out with people who had either had their COVID shot or not, had done the quarantine period because we both have very compromised parents.
Yeah.
And so for court, we're required to do contact tracing. He refused to tell me who he'd spent New Year's with, which is when he told me he got COVID. He came back to the house with COVID. And of course, then we had a massive fight. I guess I figured if you're, it's kind of difficult to stand in front of a judge 9 months pregnant and say, get me away from this guy. We're done, sayonara, but hey, we'll be back in court in 6 months to figure out the second round of, separation paperwork for kid number 2. So we had a lot of conversations, and we decided to put that on hold and see if we can reconcile.
Are you still thinking about divorce at all?
No, God, no. God,
Okay,
no. God,
okay.
no.
Is
Oh, no. That's
And he's not, right?
no.
Okay.
We are by far in the best version of our relationship we've ever been in, to be honest with you.
Okay.
All right.
I really want to know. I really feel like there's just more love you can have in the family, right? And I really enjoy the craziness of kids. I mean, I have
as long as you're not looking at the idea of a third kid as a fresh start to your sort of version 2 of your relationship.
It sounds like they're past that, though.
But no. No.
We're past that. No. Kid number 2 was that. I don't take my actions on my advice is don't have a second kid to fix a relationship. But I'll tell you right now, she forced us to do things that we should have done before we ended up down the court path.
So what are you worried about? Having 3, just from I know people that have 3. Life becomes a little bit more difficult, especially when they're all very close in age, just in the sense that you're going to get to a point of where 2 of them are not going to want to share a room anymore, right?
This is the problem. We just did a renovation. We moved upstairs into our house. We just did a renovation, so we've got 3 bedrooms. Each kid's got their own room.
Yeah.
Families are really designed for 2 or less kids, right? Vacation bookings. There's the queen size bed. 2 kids sleeps in the bed, and you guys have your bed. We have a little trailer. It's got a bunk bed. And then our bed, we camp together. We it's perfectly financially sound. I can splurge and put my kid through zoo camp, which is not cheap, and do things like that. But I feel like the third would make things financially tight. We're at a point where financially we're on the cusp of being okay. We're okay because we rented upstairs of our house, and now we'll rent the lower half of our house.
Okay, hold on. Stop. Sarah. You're basically giving us all the reasons why you shouldn't have a third kid and why life is perfect.
I don't think you want one.
Yeah, you're describing how perfect life is right now with you, your husband, and your 2 kids.
But financially, why should it be a decision because of money? How come we have to have discussions about having kids and not having kids? Because
I don't know why you asking us.
Because if you can't afford to have the kids, then don't.
Yeah, that's true too. That's a fair comment.
You can't pay for the family with love.
If you stretch yourself so thin that you change the quality of life for the other 2, you're going to wind up being miserable. Like, you're not going to be the best version of you that you can be.
Like, are you going to have to scale back on vacation? Are you going to have to scale back on sending that one kid to zoo camp? Are you going to have to scale back on the types of groceries or where you shop? Are you going to have to scale back on other things that you and your husband purchase right now every single week or every single month?
We would for the initial thing because obviously we have we mat leave and that cuts your income dramatically. And my husband's currently in trade school, so he's got another round of trade school.
You got to think about all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I you've given us so many reasons why your reasons for not wanting a third kid are all very, very valid. And I would say just even listening to you, I don't think that I think that you've already convinced yourself to not have a third kid, but I think that there's guilt that comes along with that. And I think that that's a guilt that you will definitely overcome. And you shouldn't feel guilt about that.
I mean, my youngest is being migrated to a toddler bed, so we're going to get rid of the crib and we're packing up the change table because we don't need
you miss it all, and
because
your baby's going away. You know what I mean? Like, you're losing that baby stuff, and then you get nostalgic for the baby stuff and everything else. And I'm not going to say one way or another to have a kid or not. That's not my place. Okay, it's not Mocha's place. But I'm just saying, from this phone call, you laid out a pretty good case as to why you feel you shouldn't be having a third kid.
No, but there's just so much craziness I would love to experience. I'm sure it was crazy in Maria's house and stuff growing up, right? I feel like that's what I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss all that,
I know, but
just that extra level.
I know, but your kids are going to grow. That's part of them. You can't just keep having more babies, so you don't have to deal with your kids growing up. That's a terrible plan.
Okay. I like toddlers. I need kids should start at 13 months and up. They're the best.
But that's not going to happen.
Go work at a daycare.
Yes. But no, you laid it out for yourself. So I'm gonna say take your own advice on this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Congratulations, you're not having a kid.
Exactly.
How much you want to bet we're going to follow up with Sarah in 1 year? And she's going to be like, I got a newborn.
She's going to get in a fight with her husband tonight and wind up pregnant.
That's facts. Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Yo, Kay, what up? It's Roz and Mocha.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good, man. How are you? Why are you on FML?
Yeah, I was just wondering, how do I save my school semi-formal from falling apart?
Oh, wow. Kate Uroto says, hey, Roz and Mocha, Fix My Life. I'm a grade 12 student and the student council president at my high school. For the past 2 years, we've hosted a semi-formal, and ticket sales were great, growing by 120 tickets each year. This year, however, sales have been extremely slow, and I'm worried the event might not happen at all. If it doesn't, it would reflect poorly on me as president, especially with people already saying I'm not doing enough for the school. I really wanted to prove them wrong with an amazing event, but it's not looking likely. It's even gotten to the point where I DM'd the weekend hoping for a miracle. I need help. What should I do? Where did it all go wrong?
I'm not even too sure, actually. It's just lost momentum over the years, I guess.
No, but with you being student council president and in charge of this semi-formal, why are ticket sales so slow? What are you doing different this year compared to last year that people maybe aren't feeling it? Or what's the response that you're getting from your friends or from peers?
I think it's just that the hype has gone. 2 years ago was the first time we had a semi-formal.
Yeah.
And I think since 10 years. But then now everyone went to it, and I guess they're not feeling it anymore or something like that.
So make it exciting again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I was wondering. What can we do?
Well, I mean,
it's not our party, bro.
I think that when something isn't tradition, right? Where this hasn't been something your school has done for 20, 30 years kind of thing. Where when you're in charge of sort of starting the tradition, because that's what you guys did a couple of years ago when you decided to do this, right? Yeah. What you will find oftentimes is that people will go, oh, this is different. And then they'll buy a ticket and they'll go, oh, was that fun? Yeah, it was fun. Was it, did I have a good time? Yeah, I had a good time. Would I do it again? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. And then you get to year two and people are like, I had a decent time last year. And then they go to year two and they're like, it's pretty much the same as it was year one, right? And then you get to year three and they're like, I've been there, done that, right? Whatever. So I think that there's two things. One, you got to make it exciting for people, but also I think that you should really rely on it's not a formal, like you guys you're building something for the school. You're building a tradition. This is not so much for you as it is for the years. The grade 9 kids see your formal and they're like, oh my God, I can't wait until I'm in grade 12 and I can do that. Like, you're building traditions, right?
Okay, does it have to be a semi-formal? Like, do people have to get dressed up?
I mean, they don't have to, but that's just how we've been doing it for the past 2 years.
So why don't you switch it up and make it a not like so semi-formal? People wear whatever they want. Yo, are you allowed to have like a foam party?
I'm not too sure about that.
There's no way. There's no way.
There's no way a high school would allow a foam party to take place? Like, what if you flip it and do something that you guys have never done before? Because Raza's right. People expect a semi-formal. It's going to be the exact same thing, rinse and repeat from last year and the year before. So why don't you completely flip it and make it a not so semi-formal and just change the game, man? Like, do something. I mean, obviously, if you can't do a foam party, do something else. Make it exciting. Make it something that the students there have never been a part of before.
Okay, yeah. That sounds like a pretty good idea.
I would go on that because I think that's really, really great advice. I would also say this. Students need to feel less like this is something that they're invited to and have to pay for, and more like they're invested in it, right? Like, if you, whether it's foam party or whatever it is, like, you guys should do every year what is going to be the theme of the semi-formal, right? And have a vote. Get people to vote on it.
I was just going to say, like, have you asked?
Give them ownership over it.
Have you asked for ideas from everyone? Like, what kind of a dance, what kind of a party would you guys want to be a part of, or would you like to have here? And then out of those, like, pick some of the most popular ones and then, like, let the students vote.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's
a pretty good idea.
Because it gives them ownership over it, right? And I think that I think that is now what you're lacking. Is you're lacking people wanting to build tradition, and I think that you're lacking people feeling that this is theirs, right? That they're a part of it as opposed to a guest. And you got to figure out ways to get them involved before it gets to the buying ticket process.
Okay.
Yo, could you do like an indoor carnival?
Indoor carnival? Like, we do like another one like during the summer. It's outside, but I don't think we would have space for an indoor carnival.
Yeah. But like, like, it may not be foam party. Foam party would be awesome. But it may not be foam party. It may be something else. Like, figure out what you guys can, afford, and then put it up to a vote and let people vote on it and solicit ideas from them too, right? Like, get them involved. You got to get them feeling like this is their formal, that they own it.
Yo, like an all black Air Force One party.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see where this is going.
And we're showing up with black on black Air Force One.
Yeah.
That's trouble right there, dog.
Yeah. Like whatever it is, let people in on the process. I think that's how you get in. That's how you get people to buy tickets. Is when they feel ownership towards it.
No, Diddy, but what about like an all white party?
Yeah,
where everyone dresses in white.
True.
Remember, Diddy used to do that Memorial Day weekend, right?
I know. Everybody loved the all white parties.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's a lot you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about a Sadie Hawkins Day dance? Have you thought about that?
No.
You don't understand what that is, do you?
No, I don't.
No, okay, cool.
I don't even understand what that is.
I took it too far.
There you go. Okay, you got some options there, okay?
All right, thank you guys.
Appreciate you, dog. All the best.
All right, thank you.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
On Kiss.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Alan, what up? It's Roz and Mocha.
Morning, Mocha. How are you, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing...
Yeah, what's going on? Why are you on FML, Alan?
How do I stop replaying the past and press play on the future?
Okay, Alan, Euro says, hey, Roz and Mocha, fix my life. I often find myself reliving past moments and thinking about how I could have done things differently and how it could have gone better. Because of this, I find myself living in the past and not always looking ahead of me. It also ends up holding me back from reaching out to old friends, thinking that they might feel some kind of way about the interaction. How can I tell myself to let things go?
Are you talking about stuff with work? Or are you talking about personal relationships with people? Like, what's going on? When you say you
Yeah,
can't stop replaying the past, what happened in the past?
Oh, yeah. For example, like I went to a wedding like 15 years ago for a good friend, and in retrospect, I gave a really small wedding gift. Like it was something along the lines of $120 for 2 people. And in like now that I'm thinking about it, it was a very small gift, and I didn't know wedding etiquette then, so it was what I could have afforded at that time. So now thinking about it again, I realized that interaction was kind of the last quality interaction I had with that friend. And I'm wondering if I reached out again, would they still be upset about it, or would they feel some sort of resentment, which is kind of preventing me.
Were they upset with the monetary gift that you gave anyway? Like, do you know that they were upset?
No, I don't think that they were, but I just know that if it were me on that side, I might feel some kind of way.
Yeah, but you just said
you know?
something really important, which is that's all you could have afforded at that time.
Yeah, I know.
How long were you friends with this guy for?
I was friends with him for about like 5-6 years at that point.
Okay, like good friends?
Yeah, we were good friends.
Like
We
you would
hang
see
out
each other
afterwards.
all the time? Yeah? Oh, okay.
Okay, and then
Yeah,
and then he got married, and you stopped hanging out.
Yeah, more or
Okay,
less.
that happens. First of all, it happens frequently.
Are you married now, or are you in a relationship?
I am married now. I am married now, yes.
I would say that if you were friends with somebody who was going to end a friendship over the difference of $100 at a wedding, I would say to you that wasn't the friendship you thought it was.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I would sort of give yourself a pass on that one, especially because you had said, just like what Mocha just reiterated to you, that that's all you could afford at the time. And I think friends know that about friends, right? I don't think that I don't think friends want friends at their wedding that are going to go into severe debt for it. Like I wouldn't want anybody, nobody wants somebody at their wedding who's going to give more than they can afford, right? Especially if they are a good friend. And if they do, and if that's what they're expecting because they blew their budget and everything else, that's too much to ask from friends. And again, I would say to you that maybe that wasn't the friendship you thought it was.
Yeah.
So I think that there's probably other things going on with that relationship aside from the monetary gift that you gave them.
I think you're also making an assumption without having a conversation. Like your friend may not even care.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? And your friend maybe misses you as a friend. Now, is that the only thing that's on your mind when you say you can't stop replaying the past? Is that or is there like other stuff going on in your life that you keep thinking about?
Yeah, there's other stuff, but that's kind of like one of the main ones. It's a recurring theme that happens, when I'm just driving, zoning out, and I think about, past friendships and good times that I've had in
So
years
that's just
gone
guilt,
by.
man. That's guilt and growing up, dude.
I used to go through this all the time, and the thing that you realize is these things that you obsess about the past, right? Interactions, what you said, how you treated someone, things you could have said. The replaying of things in your head is pretty much a you exclusive. I can say that 90% of the things that you're stressing about that you could have done or said differently has absolutely no effect on the other person involved in that interaction.
Yeah.
They're not sitting around thinking about it.
You're just kind of blowing it up in your own head.
Yeah, I had somebody not too long ago write me and apologize for something they had said, to me years ago. And they really thought that it affected our friendship. No, I mean, we don't have a friendship, but we were cool coworkers, right?
Sure.
And he wrote me, and it was a really beautiful note, and he was apologizing for something that he had said. And I wrote him back, and I was like, yo, listen, first of all, the great thing about being me is I remember very little.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, in my head, I know we're not friends, but I knew we weren't going to be friends.
Yeah.
But in my head, our interaction and the relationship that we had working together was cool, man. Like, I thought we had a great time.
Yeah.
Like I really did. If anybody said, hey, what was it like working with, I'd be like, it was a great time working with him. We had an awesome couple of years. And so he had obsessed about that, right? And felt bad about that because what he had said. And honestly, to me, it was a non-thing. Like, it wasn't even a thing because in the moment, I understood what it was. I can only assume. That's why I didn't hold any sort of grudge, right? And so I think that for you got to realize that this stuff that you're hanging on to only means this much to you. Right. And I know you sort of start looking for closure because you think that that's the only way to move past this. You are not going to get closure on this. You may find out that this guy's wife just hates you and she doesn't want you around.
Oh, damn.
Right.
That hurts even more.
And that hurts even more.
I'd rather that becomes cheap.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. I get
you
it.
can't with this kind of thing, dude. You can't go looking for closure because it's not going to be there for you.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Like if you want to reconnect with your friend, then that's something completely different. You can hit him up on text or give him a shout and be like, "Yo, we haven't hung out in a little while. I miss you. Like, you want to go grab a drink? You want to go get something to eat, right?"
Yeah.
You don't even have to bring up the money thing. You don't have to bring up the gift thing, the wedding gift thing.
And before we go, I'm going to go throw something else at you here. What if the situation is this? You didn't give him a lot of money for his wedding, and you felt bad about it. And because you felt bad about it, you felt a little bit of shame. And so you were the one that didn't reach out to him. And so he's sitting around thinking, God, whatever happened to my friendship with Alan? Like, he came to the wedding and everything was great, and then I never heard from the guy again.
Yeah, that's a very real possibility, too.
So he could be sitting around going, God, why does that guy hate me?
Yeah. That's not the case, but I get it. Yeah, you're right.
Right?
All right. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much.
Okay, brother.
Appreciate you, cheapo.
Come on, man. Mocha, you were my favorite, dude.
Hey, Alan, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Always the big M. All day, every day, Mocha, baby.
Hey. M stands for money. Money, money, money.
I love it, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great morning.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
KISS925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.